Last time on Wanderlust. You see a very tall, definitely robotic figure standing there, 8 feet tall, so pretty tall. Long, lanky limbs, very original iPod, all like the white under glass kind of look, with glowing eyes. Who are you? What are you doing here? Why am I still here? I'm Sheer Chick. I got left here, I guess.
There's no secret pulsing gem anywhere, is there?
Okay, so no, there is not a secret pulsing gem anywhere. But what I will say is, you can kind of see, like, imagine like branches of a tree. You could start tracing back larger branches, right? Like thicker bundles of wire that seem to be delivering more power to certain areas.
So there are other locations in this dome that require a similar amount of power.
Right. You want that thing? It, like, cursed our whole world, you know, right? No one actually knows where it is, but I can show you, like, there's, like, a thing that you're supposed to do if you want to learn about it. We make all our kids do it and stuff. It's called the Courtyard of Discoveries. You eventually see 4 large statues, a tall, bearded man. There are 3 others of, like, slightly smaller women.
I touched the statue.
The base of the statue kind of, like, splits open a little bit, and a little tray slides out, and you can see these weird little circles with, like, a dial in the center and a kind of starry pattern inside of them.
Is this something that can be completed in, like, I don't know, a couple hours? Or do we need to, like, come back over days?
I mean, the year is only 40 days long, so it's like for here for, what, like a month or two? And it's a long time, but it's not forever.
It takes a bit, you know, it's meant to be like a meditative thing.
Yeah, if that middle data is what I'm thinking, it's either very soon or we missed it.
Well, I guess let's wait till tonight and see if we get lucky.
All around this very carefully manicured kind of garden space with these 4 statues, the 3 daughters and then the one sort of solar figure in the center. The shadows start to change as you can see above you the day slowly becoming night. This happens faster than what you're used to as the days and the rotation of the planets are shorter. What is everyone doing as it rolls into night?
So, hang on, how much shorter? How short are these days compared to what we're used to?
Well, I mean, you know that there's only 10 hours a day, in that they divide their day into 10 segments, and, I mean, I guess, I don't know, do you have a watch and could, like, figure out significantly shorter?
Okay. So that's something we didn't really account for last time. We're like, well, I mean, the year is, or the calendar that we have is, what, 40 days, we figured?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But each day is only half as long, potentially, as what we're used to. So this could take a month. And then another month if we mess it up. And it's like, it's not it's not nearly as long as we thought it was.
I mean, it's still 3 weeks, though. Like, it's still 20 days-ish, which is not nothing.
So, what is everyone doing as the day slowly becomes night around you?
So I know that right now we're assuming that we either just missed one of the days or it's coming up very fast. Like we're right in the sweet spot for one of them. I don't know who wants to hang out around here. I kind of want to go follow some of the power that, like, I was following some of the wires, to see where the power was coming from. I kind of want to check that out. If somebody wants to come with me for that, and we could split into two, whoever wants to hang out here. I don't remember if we're waiting for dawn or for dusk or exactly what we're waiting for, but
I think we're trying to cover all our bases.
yeah. So I don't know who wants to stay. I would like to go and check that out, though.
Lance speaks up. I'm fine going wherever you guys want me to go. So, if Estelle, if you want company, I'm fine going with you. If Estelle, you want me to stay here, I'm also fine with that.
Well, so there's 5 of us. So if 3 people want to wait on a statue and then somebody wants to come with me. So
That way we can cover all the statues with our answers and then make sure that we're correct.
who's waiting on a statue? All right, Lance, you're coming with me.
All right. Okay, so which side of this wants to go first?
Us, the statues.
Okay. Which statue do all 3 of you sit at?
Oh, I thought we were doing different ones just to be sure.
No, yeah, that's what I mean, but which one do each of you sit at?
Which is the warrior-looking one? That's the one Autumn goes to.
That would be the middle daughter.
I can do the youngest daughter?
Then I guess Fred's at the eldest.
Okay, cool. So, as all of you sit there, you all look up at the night sky, and, like, if you take the time, to line up your star charts with, what is it? The, AST and stuff, you can see the constellations above you as they appear in your star chart, which you don't think that, tonight is anything specific. But you do notice 3... really 4, in that there's one that you can see the, world that your moon is orbiting, moving very quickly around you as the moon moves, right? That's, its own oddity. But out high in the night sky, you can see very quickly moving across the night sky 3 distinct planets. They're much larger than the stars and moving very quickly across the night sky. And all of you can make me notice checks of some sort.
4.
3.
1.
Okay. And you went with the eldest. So, starting with Juliet. Your statue in the night sky turns a kind of shimmering blue color. And as you look up at the sky, you can see one planet that is a distinct blue. It is by far the smallest, and also as you watch it, seems very ordinary. It moves in a consistent arc across the night sky. Specifically, if you look at the circle that's drawn on your star chart, I know it's sort of weird, right? There's a circle that's off center. It moves perfectly in that circle, right? Meanwhile, Autumn, sorry, gosh, I've forgotten all of your character names. Your statue glows crimson, and you look up in the night sky and see a red planet that moves sort of erratically in the night sky. It doesn't move in a perfect arc. It's always along sort of that line, but it tends to kind of dance and sway back and forth. But it has a distinct outward motion, so it moves almost in a weird loop outside of the ring, right? So as it orbits in a circle, it kind of does a weird whoop and then keeps moving along its orbit. This is caused, as you could intuit by noticing this as the planet moves. Since all of these things are orbiting, they don't move in a constant relationship with each other. There are times where, one planet might be moving the other way around the sun as you're moving a different direction around it. And also they all move at different speeds, which is how you can end up with looking up at the night sky and seeing planets that don't move consistently like the stars do in the night sky. And then finally, Fred, you look up at the night sky and yours is similar. So the statue behind you glows green. You can see a green planet out in the night sky. It is clearly the largest and also sort of the slowest moving of all of them. It too has occasional like weird sways and eddies to it. However, it strays both inside the circle and outside the circle. So like if you look down at your star chart, there's that circle. It has weird eddies in and out of the circle. Anything else that you guys want to ask about or look at in the night sky?
I'm good.
Not right now.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
We could switch to Estelle.
No, that's fine. Okay, back over to Estelle. So Estelle, you said that you're like trying to like dig back into like whatever like service tunnels exist under this and try to like chase where you see like large amounts of power being used. Is that kind of an accurate statement?
Yeah, so I had already kind of done some investigating when we were kind of, I think it was right around the time we were talking to Chirchik.
Yep.
And so I had noticed that there were a lot of wires heading towards like in one direction.
Yes. And you're just chasing those down?
Yep.
Okay. So it leads, it's like a pretty long walk. Like this goes on for a while. The cables are clearly like big, like giant cables, right? Like, you know, easily like 3-4 inches across, right? That span away from this like statue garden area and then away even from buildings. Like you can see, like as you maybe like pop up to the surface occasionally to like see where you're at, you can tell you're just like headed off into the boonies, right? This whole area kind of looks a little bit like a golf course, you know, like it's very manicured and kind of fake.
Yeah.
So eventually you're just kind of like going out into like the far corner of just rolling grass hills and kind of nothingness. As you do detect the barest whisper of a thumping heartbeat. And eventually you find yourself standing in front of a door. Sorry, let me set that up a little bit better. Eventually, like, as you're like just out in the middle of nothing, this tunnel starts to grade down a little bit. You can see that you're now moving past the point of like sort of like a thin layer of soil that could grow grass and then just down into rock of whatever the moon is made out of. And this then, yeah, like eventually leads to a big vault door that is clearly being powered by these cables.
And I can feel a thumping.
Very faintly. Very, very, very faintly.
Okay. Estelle goes up to the door and puts a hand on it, like just feeling it. And I don't know anything about, I should have brought Fred. I don't know anything about metal or anything. So I'm just like doing like, is there a keypad? Is there another riddle puzzle that where we have to make bells? What's the vibe here?
As soon as you lay your hand on this panel, similarly to how for Autumn it's reading a book, right? When you get knowledge from this, like, these like terminals that you guys have found where they just kind of like speak to you in the most intuitive way. I'm actually curious, how do you think Estelle would like gather information in the most intuitive way? And this can be like pretty wide, right? Like this does not have to be anything specific.
I don't know. I mean, my first instinct is to say like she's pretty studious, so like reading, but
no, that's fine. That's fine. So you can see pages of a book unfurling in front of you. You can see a planet that was lush and full of life. You can see the civilization that grew out of it being one that had a great deal of respect for their like place in an ecosystem. Their culture is one where death was something to be like accepted and reverent of and not to be avoided. For them, like life was sort of this fleeting individuality of a larger collective and not something to be held on too greedily. As such, they never ran into the same issues that you did of a planet that was almost unmade by greed and by, a desire to spread, right? Eventually, their most enlightened people found some beating heart of the wild, some fragment of the very concept of wilderness that seemed to grow from their very planet. And as soon as they touched it and unearthed it and tried to kind of hold it as a part of their civilization, things turned nightmarish quickly. This is sort of what you had already gathered, right?
Yeah.
That their planet became extremely dangerous extremely quickly. They attempted to hide it, but it wasn't enough. Like, they had already kind of shown up as a place on the map, somewhere that was now attractive to any creature of the, darkest parts of the wood that came crawling out could very easily find itself there. As much as they valued their place as like a part of a wilderness and wanted to be more removed and what's the right way to put it, and thought of themselves in a somewhat removed way. They were detached from their own mortality. It was an accepting culture of that. It became much, much, much more dangerous. You can see the story of them launching themselves to this moon and locking this thing away in an attempt to hide it, and also leaving behind a warning that this life is not worth it, and a life of madness and suffering is not worth the knowledge gained from what's behind this door. This is clearly a place that has been locked away intentionally as like a, don't mess with this, there is something really horribly dangerous here, and it is not worth it. And you can kind of see like the history of what happened to them as that being very true. You can see a civilization that kind of prided itself on an acceptance of mortality, not being one that could easily withstand mortal peril all the time.
Okay, how did they open the door?
You can read a passage that just says, what's the right way to put it?
Fuck off.
Only with full knowledge of what you are intending on unlocking will this door ever open.
Okay. All right, Estelle will take her hand off the door once, like, it feels like she's gotten all of the information from it, which I believe you said before that was pretty instantaneous.
Yeah, it happens pretty fast, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that, I think our heart for this world is behind this door. I don't know if you can feel it.
Yeah, I can. Lance also takes his hand off the door. It has not gone well for people taking these things, I will say.
No, but I'm hoping that, like with the last one, we just have to find it to move on. It didn't take a whole lot other than touching it to go back to the branching area.
No, but what happens if we take it back with us?
I don't know. I mean, this is another place that's been decimated by one of these things. And as far as we know, there's only the one survivor. So I don't think we're necessarily hurting the world by taking it.
No, I'm not worried about their world. I think either they're all dead or they're all like robots now somewhere else. So I think they're okay as they're going to be, but I don't want to be dead or a robot, I think is my point.
I wonder if Otis ever I wonder if he had to find these two.
That I don't know.
Huh. Well, I'm guessing what the rest of them are doing has to do with obtaining all of the knowledge in order to open this. But at least we have a direction once we have all of the information.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Real quick, I don't think this is going to do anything, but Estelle wants to see if she can reach any of the mushrooms still.
Oh. I think yes, you can. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just having spore thoughts, you know?
Yeah. I'm curious if through the network there is a heart or gem or something back where everything else is right now.
Do you mean like a part of the heart back where you guys were?
Yeah, well, because, okay, so what I think I'm picking up on is it sounds like every world that has been connected, I'm just going to call it purgatory because I don't know what else to call it, but like where Smoky Banks
The cognitive realm.
currently is.
How dare you?
Where Smoky Banks currently is and where like all of these other worlds and all of these other towns and cities have been brought, like Echo, that purgatory area, I don't think that's going to have a gem heart thing in the same way that all of these other places do. But I think that's part of what's connecting. That's obviously part of what's like how it's all being connected. But I'm just wondering if Purgatory also has one of those.
Not in the same way. You do not feel like another piece of this that is a part of like the wilds that you fell into.
So that like Oasis is the version for that area.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, if I can tell how everyone else is doing, I don't think that's what the network allows me to do, but
not in that amount of detail. It's more just that you understand what it's trying to do and how it's trying to grow.
yeah. And vaguely feeling the area around the network. But okay. I don't think there's anything else I can do at the door, so I think Estelle and Lance will turn back.
All right. You start heading back. Meanwhile, the other three of you are sitting underneath a clear sky, looking up as these, planets move across the sky, sort of dipping. I think the only other piece of information that I'd give you is that at the moment, none of those oscillations touch a constellation. However, without anything else, the night passes, without much drama.
And what was today's date? It was like Aether 2 or whatever. So
That's the day it was.
AST3.
Start of the fourth day.
Yeah, so I guess now it's AST4.
So, given that these statues correspond to planets that have their own path through the sky and the constellations, I'm now wondering if there's 3 things we need to line up. The date, the time, and the planet, which is a lot.
if we're lining up the date and the time, that has to be at that's only once. Like if it's midnight on the 12th, like we might have to wait a couple months for the planet to line up, but there's nothing else we can do. Like we can't fluctuate the time necessarily.
Right. So I guess we just wait for the dates that we found and see if the planet moves into one of the constellations that is in the clue.
I don't see of a better way to do it.
All right. Well, what's our nearest one? I guess 2 of them are Neb, which is quite a long ways from now. But we're looking at Mir 1 as a potential. for the next one for the middle daughter. The middle daughter said, stand here when the beast is the last thing you see before dawn. And at Mir 1, the beast is leaving the sky at dawn?
Yeah, I mean, everything else feels far away, so that feels like a good litmus test at the very least.
All right. So, you have a few days to wait then. What is everyone doing in the intervening time?
I assume Estelle and Lance are back by this point.
Yes.
Estelle is going to be trying to figure out how to learn, as much as, like, obviously we need to get, like, a whole book, like, knowledge, whatever that means. So, like, I think she's just trying to figure out, like, if I touch this, am I going to get more information? I'm touching the statues.
Okay, I mean, you've already basically gotten what you get from touching the statues, yeah. It's just that clue.
Autumn's trying to read their fiction.
Oh, okay.
Since they have, like a Wikipedia.
Yeah. What about everybody else?
I think Juliet is studying their gardens that they have to sustain their whole place, right?
Oh, kind of like looking for food?
Yeah, I mean that. And then also just, like, she's curious what they grow, if it's, like, similar to anything that Novatheans have experienced or things that they've seen from the wilds, like if they incorporated things that were new, or if this is all, like, stuff from their original planet that they ported over.
Yeah. What about Fred?
So Fred is going to be admiring /investigating their, like, craftsmanship, like, because we already looked at, like, their buildings and how their buildings are made of basically paper mache, and he wanted to see if he could come. One of the things he wants to try to figure out is if he could come up with a method to do something similar, but actually make it sturdy.
Sure,
like quick buildings, but make it not paper for back home.
Teddy makes sad bug noises back on the
Just to help so that they don't have to do all the work.
All right. Who wants to make a roll first?
Oh, we have to roll for this?
Yeah.
I thought this was just flavor for what we're doing with our time.
Oh, we're rolling dice.
We're rolling dice. Okay.
I'll roll.
Which is appropriate, because I think, like, last session I didn't, like, roll anything. Maybe.
What are we rolling with?
Whatever skill you think is appropriate for that.
I rolled with plant identification. I got a 4.
That's fine, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to claim crafting, then.
I don't think any of mine apply. I got a -3.
You only read terrible books.
You don't have a text skill, like a reading book skill.
Why?
Reading books.
Why would she need that? Why would you ever need to roll for that? Never.
It's like a core part of her character.
But it's not a skill that you have to roll for.
Yeah, right. Being a librarian is not a skill. I get it.
It's assumed that she's literate.
That's not reading. Do you know what I do for a job?
Well, I imagine what you do is like, I guess in my imagining, both of you would like correlate and sort through information, which kind of sounds like what you're trying to do. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
No, I think she's just reading for fun, yeah?
Yeah, I'm reading for fun. I'm not trying to get information.
Right, but imagine if you walk into a library and you go, I want a fun book. Like, you might end up with encyclopedias, or you might end up with a book on, like, you know, French cooking history, or you could end up with a novel, you know? It's like, it doesn't matter. If you don't think you have a skill that applies, I'm not going to fight with you on this.
I mean, if you want to give me perception, I can make it a -1, but I don't really care that much.
Fred, what did you roll?
So I've been waiting for this to happen. And I think this might be the first time it's happened. And it's on a roll that's really not that important. I got a 9.
Oh, cool.
+5 skill, rolled 4 pluses.
You build us our own house.
Well, the thing is, there is an answer to your question, and it's not necessarily good, you know? So you're going to get the truest version of that answer. Oh, and Estelle, you said you were digging more into, like, the statues and trying to learn more about them besides just the clues?
Yeah, not just the statues, but, like, any of the terminals, anything that, like, feels like it could give me information about more of what the heart here did, or whatever I feel like it seems like I need to know to open this door.
Sure. So you can roll. I'm just going to start going through the list, and then we'll just do you last because I forgot to ask you to roll. So sorry about that.
Oh, I did anyway.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then we're just going to go in order. So to start with Juliet. Juliet, you start wandering through this place, and immediately you're struck with this really, like, weird, uncomfortable feeling of, like, they do not grow food here at all. Nothing here remotely seems edible. It, in fact, hardly grows.
I thought when we first came here, we saw gardens. We saw, like, their plants.
You saw plants.
Okay.
None particularly edible.
Okay.
Like, this is very pristine, but again, golf course vibes here. Like, green grass, not super nutritious, especially for you.
Okay.
You very quickly find, like, vats of, like, nutrient slurry, like, giant vats that seemed like they were shipped up here and made for just, like, a society that is absolutely thoughtless at taking any joy in cooking.
It's a fun look at our history as Novatheans.
Does this appeal to Lance, as you described his stuff as what's the most efficient and least humane?
Autumn, you start, like, digging through data pads trying to find, like, fun and engaging stories, and what you find is a culture bereft of heroes. There is not a single story about a unique and interesting person triumphing over all odds and, like, down on their luck, and that there is no protagonists. What you do find is a lot of fairly dry tellings of how mild inconveniences were overcome by slow and steady action.
At least she's sleeping well.
Sorry. Estelle, what did you roll?
+2.
These statues are powered. You can tell that probably you could, like, given enough time, maybe, like, excavate around them and literally just tear them apart and rip bits out of them. But there is some hidden feature of these things that does something. You just don't know what it is yet. But they also themselves take a pretty significant amount of power. Meanwhile, Fred, you know, you have a lot of time here just to kind of kick around and try to mess with stuff. This place sucks for you specifically. It is not creative or interesting. Nothing here is robust. In fact, I don't know, have you ever seen the Parks and Rec thing where Nick Offerman tries to glue together a, like, gingerbread house with wood glue and just ends up, like, smashing it in rage?
I haven't, but I can imagine.
That's kind of how you feel anytime you try to do anything. You know, it's like, oh, I'll just try to, like, fix this door that's a little bit loose and the door just falls over. And you're like, okay, well, I'll just remount the screws that hold the door on. And then you, like, try to reattach the screws and they just tear through the wall. And then the wall starts to crumble. As soon as, like, oil from your fingers even, like, gets past whatever thin layer of paint is on it, you can see it just immediately starts, like,
solving.
It's, like, made of cotton candy. Like, incredibly frustrating as you start digging into this, how flimsy these buildings are and how much they were made in the laziest, most careless and repetitive way. It is like everything is cookie cutter. None of it, you feel no joy looking at it. Like, you walk in and immediately you can detect that every edge, every nook, every cranny was built in the laziest, most efficient way possible with no thought for aesthetics and, like, how well it was put together. So kind of the answer is no. There's really no way to make this good. And certainly not with what you have. And it is entirely down to the huge, massive gulf of creativity put forth by the people that made these buildings. Meanwhile, okay, so all of you were waiting, you said, for what date again?
Mere 1, according to Vinny's notes.
Mere
I think.
1.
Would we be checking every night anyway, just to make sure we don't miss it?
I mean, we can. Would we have to have it set to something? Or just we just all pick a statue every night that we're here?
Yeah, I don't know if we'd just do that, just to make sure you don't, like, with that, it's not like, whatever, 5.
Let me tell you what I didn't do, is I didn't set up a thing where you had to, like, physically click on something that locked in only one statue a night. Literally, the pressure plate here is someone standing by the statue.
Okay.
Like, as long as you are standing in front of the statue, it can tell that, but in my imagining, that's like the mechanics of the puzzle was someone standing there, and I did not consider the potential of just the three of you each standing on one statue, so yes, you could wait a year and you would absolutely solve this puzzle. But if you want to know if your answer is right, it's not that one.
I think we stand there every night, but there's nights that we're expecting something to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we're gonna fast forward to nights that you tell me.
yes.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to get here and be like, you missed it. You got to spend 4 years here because you missed it.
No, you guys definitely worked out a sort of backdoor solution to this puzzle where you don't have to do that. It's okay.
I just don't want to get back to Grandma Willow after we've been gone for 4 centuries, because though it felt like shorter days here, they were actually, each day here was 1,000 years or something stupid.
I'm going to make no comments on the time dilation effects of wandering through magic lands. Anyways, on what's it called? On Mir First, you look up at the sky and you can see again are you expecting this for something with the middle daughter? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
There's one distinct curl out from its orbit that it makes, right? And as you watch it night after night after night, you can see that shifting slowly through the sky. And on Mir 10, or on Mir 1, that, like, curl, again, hits no constellation. Nor did it hit a constellation any other of the days. What is the next date you would like to wait till?
It's not, like, close to anything, is it?
We talked about Moss 3 or Eighth 5.
Let's do Moss 3 since that one's first.
Yeah. These are still all for the middle daughter. That was the one we were most not sure of because of, like, when the constellation was doing something at dawn.
You said which date? Moss, what again?
3.
3? I'm just looking at the recording room chat.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so I will say this is sort of like the hint that happens as you guys watch that constellation, the beast, which you guys did manage to identify, and the red planet's little, like, curly thing that's, like, juts out once a night. It does slowly start working its way towards, like, hitting the what's it called? Hitting that constellation. You were right to guess that it's sometime between Mir 1 and Moss 3. It happens to be when it's in the center of the sky at dawn, basically. Like, right before dawn is when it's at the center of the sky, which is Celestine, I think it was the name of the month, the 3rd. So, not the night you were expecting, but somewhere in between that range. It's vague. You can see there is a moment where the red planet right at dawn, you're all, like, standing around on your whoever's, like, manning whichever one of these. But on SEL or CEL the 3rd, that perfectly hits the body of the beast, and right when the planet lines up with that constellation, the statue behind you glows. And who's standing on that one? Is that still just
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so the statue behind you glows, and as you turn around and look, you can see this sort of, like, larger than life woman glowing a, like, bright crimson red, leaning down towards you from this statue. She reaches out her hand and touches you gently on the cheek. "You've found my story. Through the night sky, I often wandered far from my father and off of the best path for my life. Through my many adventures, I would dance to and fro, coming closer and straying further from various creatures and beasts, but all the while, with a ferocity and determination. The beast in the sky is one of the most dangerous that we've ever known. One that could kill many, and I took it upon myself to do something about it. I stood up to this horrible beast and killed it. Many people would be impressed with this feat, defeating a horrible creature, right? A thing of nightmare, something that stalks the shadows, something that could snatch children from their very homes. And I alone stood up to it, and ultimately was slain even as I plunged my spear into its body. Always remember, there are those that try to change the world, and often they pay the price. The price is rarely worth it, and in the grand scheme of things, really, we're no different from the beast. You feel her eyes kind of boring into you, kind of giving you an opportunity to respond. And this vision does not immediately fade.
I'm gonna name this place Bummerland.
Well, that fits with your books that you were telling me about.
Honestly, this was way more interesting than the books.
Oh, none of the rest of you see this. Autumn's just kind of staring up at this statue.
Oh, okay. So we don't see it move?
No.
Okay.
It glows red and Autumn's just like...
Okay. I was imagining, like, Juliet was probably dozing off, and then bright light and talking statue would have roused her. So if that's not the case, Juliet's probably sleeping.
I mean, bright light, yeah, probably you'd see a bright light, but this is all happening in brain space for Autumn.
It's like a sunrise clock.
This is, again, like their means of communication. They can determine how you take in information.
I like how you're like, man, I can't get away from making cognitive realms, and then you made a cognitive realm within a cognitive realm.
Not everything's a cognitive... It's two different things, alright? This isn't like create things in real world space. It's not... It's just the way they communicate. They're semi-telepathic.
You nested cognitive realms.
I think that vague telepathy is not the same thing as a cognitive realm.
So you're saying there's a space that they can go of the mind and talk with each other?
No, I'm saying it's how they transfer information. It doesn't matter. We don't gotta get into this.
Weigh in on social media.
Find us on Blue Sky.
We don't have a Blue Sky. Don't look us up there.
I didn't even use any of the things that came before Blue Sky, and now I really don't know what I never knew what Twitter was, and was too afraid to ask, and now I'm like, I really don't know what Blue Sky is.
Blue Sky is new Twitter, and Twitter is basically the Facebook status update as the whole website.
This has never made any sense to me. It's okay. We don't gotta belabor it.
I don't know if I have anything to I don't know if I have anything.
You don't have to. It's just if you want more information on this perspective on their civilization, you can ask it, but you don't. There's no requirements here.
I feel like I get it. I feel like they don't think individual heroism is a thing worth pursuing, and it makes you a monster yourself for being that which brings about change. Autumn's good. You know, she doesn't need some dead society preaching at her about her life choices. If she wanted that, she would have hung out more with Aurora.
With that, the statue, to your mind, returns back to being a statue. Meanwhile, for the rest of you, the statue dims back to sort of like a non-lit up crimson color, right? It's no longer glowing, it's just sort of a solid crimson, and Autumn is there.
So did we do it? Was that it?
I mean, the statue just talked to me, so yeah.
Wait, what? It spoke to you?
Yes.
You're sure?
No, yes, I'm sure. I don't know why this is the weird thing to you. I mean, like, we've fought a wolf god?
Well, it's just we were all here observing it.
You brought two people back from the dead.
Notwithstanding, it appears that it just glowed, and I didn't hear anything. I expected if it was moving and talking.
Yeah, it talked to me, like, in my, like, mental palace, or, like, a cognitive realm.
All right, well, I guess we know to expect that for the other ones.
But it was basically the society saying that heroicism is bad, and stepping out on your own is the worst decision you can make, and...
So thematically in line with everything you read already?
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it.
And with what everyone's been telling me for a very long time, so, you know, figured it out.
I'm sorry, Autumn.
That's fine. I've moved past it.
Can Estelle try to stand on it and see if she also gets something? Or is this like a one-time deal?
It activates when the movement of the planet aligns with the constellation. So it's a very brief moment that it's active. But if you wanted to like run over and jump on it while it was lit up, you could do that.
I want to do that.
Okay, you can retroactively have done that.
Okay. Yeah, like as soon as she as soon as we found out that like there was information being exchanged, Estelle wants to do that.
Okay, I'll say like, yeah, there would probably have been like 2 minutes where this was active, right? Like it would have been a brief amount of time, but if you like sprinted over there as soon as you saw it light up, that would have been fine. Okay, so you heard the same spiel, and then yeah, there is like this statue that has semi come to life staring at you.
Okay, and her story, remind me, her story didn't have any extra information about what the heart did.
No.
Okay. Then I don't specifically have any questions, but when that's done and Estelle has all of the information, sorry, I was aware that we had a very short amount of time. Like I told you sometime in the past week or so, I just remembered that like to open the door, we have to have all the information. I don't know if that's collective or one person. So I figured it would be better if one of us does all of this too, to make sure that at least one person has information from everything to open the door. If it doesn't work for like each one of us having something.
So make sure to wake you up if our statue starts glowing. Got it.
So far, yes. And then I would say right now, between Autumn and I, just as long as one of us, well, no, both of us should probably try to do it so we don't miss anything.
Got it.
And then when we get back to the door, Autumn can get the information that I got from the door.
Gonna go ahead and level with you here. As congratulations to Mandy for avoiding the potential of you guys having to redo all this crap.
I knew it!
Are you for real, Cody?
I knew it! You asshole.
You guys have really managed to skip a lot of the potential nuisance of these puzzles.
Good!
Oh my god.
So we're waiting for Neb 3, I think.
Which statue do you think is happening on Neb 3? Oh, it's in the chat.
Youngest daughter. Yeah.
Cody, do my puzzle. You shouldn't accidentally break it. Also, Cody, I made it purposefully annoying.
I'm gonna make you watch the video on Oblivion.
Nope.
Obsidian. No. What is it called?
I don't remember. I blot out the name of it so that I never accidentally want to
It's the
play.
Myst sequel that was designed really badly, and they go into why that one puzzle was designed really badly, and it has to do with the fact that you take a lot of time figuring out. It's like 45 minutes if you do everything perfectly.
Oh, geez.
Like figuring out if you're right or not, and if you screw it up, you have to do it again.
There's a lot of talk about how, like, puzzle games, you're trying to minimize the time between someone solving the puzzle and someone completing the puzzle.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had that issue with math where I would like figure out how a problem worked. I'm like, okay, that's done. It's like, well, I didn't actually solve it yet, but I know how, so that's the same as solving it.
You did it in your mind palace, and the teacher should just go to your cognitive realm and know that you did it.
Yeah, right. So, Neb 3, you look up at the sky, and when the smallest planet actually doesn't have any wanderings. It stays perfectly on its axis, or on that
circle,
orbital path drawn out on your star chart.
Yes.
And it just happens to be that Neb 3 is, in fact, when, in the middle of the night, what's the name of this one? Oh, the home. When the home is, like, high in the sky, right? That's, is lined up correctly. So all of you see the blue pedestal start to glow. And I assume that at the very least, Estelle and Autumn sprint towards it as soon as it does.
That was mine, so I'd be there.
Yeah, so I'll just say,
we're all getting, like, cozy here.
For all of you, you all rush over here as it glows. And again, this statue comes to life of a younger woman, who's a little bit more, like, plain and reserved looking, isn't like a bold warrior or anything like that. She leans down towards the crowd of you all standing around. I am the youngest daughter. I did my duty and did not stray from the path that was needed for me. Every day, I tended to my home, to the home of my father, and ensured all things were growing and in balance. And instead of straying and seeking adventure, I did what was responsible. And because of that, the home remained a safe place. A place where all of us could grow in our time and die in our time, without the need or the selfish desire to try to move beyond our reasonable bounds. Take this lesson well. At times, straying from a path is a mistake, even if some part of you desires ambition.
Is it just me, or does it feel like my sister wrote all of these?
Well, I won't tell her if you don't.
It's like her and Mitchell had a powwow and talked about how staying on the path is the highest form of independence.
When you say independence, blue eyes flick to you. There is no independence. All of us depend on all of each other to fulfill our roles and maintain our homes. Independence is merely an excuse for selfishness.
Yeah, it sounds like Aurora would love this, huh?
Especially if she's the one in charge, yeah.
All right, I think we're waiting for the eldest daughter now. Unless Estelle has something.
Before the eldest daughter, before we get to that night, well, I guess whenever we see Cheer Chick again, Estelle wants to ask...
It's like next morning.
Yeah, so like the next morning. Estelle wants to ask, so you've done this whole trial thing before. Are we supposed to be asking questions of these statues? Is there something that, other than the story, that we're supposed to be getting from that? More information we're supposed to be getting from this?
These are the very conduits of wisdom, and you have no introspective questions to ask them about our place in the great society that we live in.
I didn't really understand that they could talk back until last night when it responded to one of us.
Well, let me explain my perspective on this. I asked tons of questions. I had deep and profound enlightenments, and then I got left behind by everybody and resurrected by all of you. So I don't know. Maybe asking them questions is useless. Maybe all this is useless. I thought I was a smaller piece of a greater collective. Apparently, I was a crappy piece of it and got left here. So maybe ask them what you do with a crappy piece of a collective that wants to go with all of her friends and instead gets left behind.
Okay.
Sorry, that was more about me than about you. Yes, you can ask them questions. I just don't find it that entertaining anymore.
I understand why.
I feel like they're decidedly unhelpful if you are independent of your group.
Also, if you've heard this same message your entire life from your older sister, you know, like, again, just doesn't feel very novel. Like, an entire society built on my sister's worldview is literally what I ran away from.
I didn't run away from it. I just got abandoned by it. It'd be like if your sister moved and didn't take you with her or tell you that you were moving. Kind of like that.
Yeah, I did that part of it.
She just goes over and she's just like kicking buildings at this, but she's so mad still.
I don't think that I should tell her that my sister ran into the wilds to bring me back into her society. I don't
Probably
think
not, no.
It would be bad, right? It would
Bad form, yes.
Cool. That's what I thought.
Neb 5, here we come. So I guess we can all chill at the eldest daughter one since we've done the other two.
Yep. So what day were you thinking for the eldest daughter?
Neb 5, I think.
Which we should have done before, but...
Yeah. Begins with the lover and ends with baby in the cradle in the center.
Hang on a second. I'm seeing what I put as the answer versus what you put as the answer.
Well, nah, we're still just waiting around.
Think about how much more fun this would have been if I had made it to where you had to, like, lock in each day what thing. Or there was, like, some kind of reset, so you couldn't just sit and wait on each pedestal every day.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been a much better puzzle if I had done that.
Would have been just so fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I mean, we can think about it, but
Will it make you feel better if I pretend to ooh and ah over that and you don't do it still?
A little bit, yeah.
Like, man, that would have been that would have been an amazing puzzle, Cody. Like, man, that would have blown me out of the water. Don't ever do it because I don't think
you could handle it.
right. Like, it would just be too much. Like, you'd peak there, and I could never play another RPG with you.
Well, either way, y'all were close, so whatever. So it's not quite like the green planet that goes both inside and outside of its designated orbit. Early in the day on Neb 3, you can see it is getting closer to the lover at the beginning of the day and getting closer to the baby in the cradle of life at the end of the day. You end up being 3 days off. It was actually, It was STN2, not Neb 3, which is like 5 days off. So congratulations, you were very close.
Well, no, we said Neb 5. We said Neb 5, so we were 2 days off.
Oh, did you say Neb 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you were only 2 days off. You were extremely close.
Okay.
I blame that on handwriting error.
It's also pretty vague, like how these things work out, you know.
They were handmade, so.
With love.
Like I said, the harder version of this puzzle was going to be that there was like a second moving component of how those planets moved, not just like a confirmation. You were going to have to like work out planet movements and then that would have given you a specific date, but this also works. It doesn't matter. I made the puzzles a little bit easier.
Cody's trying to make us reinvent calculus in a podcast.
Basically, yeah, it was like I was working through it. I was like, this is too much. I'm not going to do this. This is crazy. Anyways, so on STN2, the green pedestal lights up. And again, a beautiful woman who looks a little bit more mature and I think probably is holding a child leans down to all of you. I left home and was considered the joy of everyone around me. I danced and sang and had many friends. Until one day, I took a lover. And many months later, had a baby. And all of you would consider this to be yet another joy of life, to bear children and watch my family grow. However, all of this comes with the knowledge that more life simply means more death. I think it is time for all of us to move past death. Shed these petty mortal bodies that can be so easily killed or displaced by shifts in our world around us, become nothing more than thought in a vessel, far off in the sky. A lesson I wish I had learned.
You wouldn't miss your body?
Why would I miss something that guarantees nothing but death and pain?
I mean, it guarantees those things, but it also guarantees feeling and pleasure.
There's a long pause. With enough pain, it ceases to be worth it. And certainly there still is the joy of consciousness moving through all time, through the stars.
Juliet leads over to Autumn. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like this place very much either.
Seek Exodus. It's not too late for any of you. Seek Exodus. And find your home in an immortal body amongst the stars.
It just feels like things Aurora would say to me. Not the Seek Exodus, but, you know.
Yeah, this seems extreme even for her.
I mean, the first part, though, where it's like, you know, like, she does blame Willow and me being in love with Willow for me staying in Smoky Banks, which feels very reminiscent of this, like, I don't know, it just feels preachy. Cheer Chick, we're a lot more fun than this society. Like, we let you have choices about things.
Are you stepping away from the pedestal at this point? Or like from the statue?
Yeah,
Once it's done,
I don't think
want
we
to
have any.
I don't want to get a hit on a technicality. Like, if we're running the bases for a home run, we're making sure we're tapping every base.
We wait for it to subside.
Cool. Did we talk about, can I like, you know, it's sort of your fault, right? So can I like, am I allowed to, you know, not to like invite myself, but at some point it feels like this is your fault that I'm...
Oh, you can come with us, absolutely.
Cool. I was gonna just try to follow you if you said no, so...
Oh,
I mean, I don't know how many NPCs Cody wants to voice, but sure, you're welcome to tag along.
Wonderful.
We tend to pick up strays. That's what he is.
she points to Lance.
I picked you up. You're the stray. I was there first. You guys are the strays. All right?
Do you realize that 4 of us started on Nova Thea, and the other 2 people that are presently here were resurrected by one of the people from Nova Thea?
It is a weird trend, actually. Hi, I think we're kind of brothers. Yeah, I'm getting that sense, yeah.
Because you can start a support group together, maybe.
I'm gonna warn you, the 3rd member is a large bug. And then there's a talking mushroom. It got weird. Things got away from us at some point. When there was a big bug, a talking mushroom, a live robot, and me, I realized things had gotten odd in some places. There's also a woman that's a tree and also like a space pirate. So
Anyway, I think we have all the information, and so we can head down toward the door and see if we can open it now.
yeah, actually, I think that opening that door would be a great idea because I want to give whatever that door holds a piece of my mind.
As long as we can touch it first, then sure.
Sounds like a consensus. Let's go.
Cool, you all go to the door that you can open because one of you at least did do every single one of them, which was absolutely necessary.
Yay, Mandy.
If that happened, I was going to have Lance laser cut that door down.
Yeah, I really did establish too that you could probably have just like dug through the dirt around it.
The thing is, like, I thought about that. I'm like, there's a way we could get through this door, but I'm also like, I don't know. We have the puzzle answer already. I don't think there's a need to just completely circumvent Cody's puzzle.
Not unless absolutely necessary.
We already did it once by saying we can just stand on the statues every night.
And it broke his little heart a little bit.
So I'm gonna let, Estelle or Autumn, who wants to touch the door.
Oh, I want to touch that door. Unless you want to, Mandy.
I was gonna say I think Estelle does just because I already had the info from the door.
Okay, so Estelle.
You can both place your hands on it together.
As both of you place your, whatever, whoever's touching it, right? You place your hands on it, and again, these 3 sisters walk out of the door. The Crimson Sister says, "You're not strong enough for what's behind here. It is a mistake for you to open this door." The Green Sister says, "Any attempt at growth in this direction is simply a guarantee of death. Why choose that when there is an option for peace eternal?" And the blue statue of the youngest sister, says, "Better to keep on the path decided for you. Be a benefit to your society, maintain your home, and don't seek for grandeur in buried treasure. Rather, maintain the correct path. Are you sure you wish this door to open, even with all that knowledge?"
Yes, y'all are some creepy freaks.
Oh my gosh, they're just so annoying. They're so preachy. Estelle, if I ever preach like this, you need to slap me.
The door wheels open, and inside, at first, very unsurprisingly, you can see, like, this other piece of a heart, like this gem-like piece of a heart, glowing and pulsing, just in the center of the room, like, sitting on a table. But as soon as you take a step in, you hear, like, a croaky old voice. "I wondered if my presence here would ever be necessary." And you see, like, an old man kind of, like, hobble out from the shadows. He's holding a cane, and he drops it on the ground, and he puts up his fists. "All right, let's go. You can't get past me. I'll defend this thing with my life."
What if we're taking it off this planet for forever?
"It's dangerous. You don't want it, and I'll fight you for it."
Chirchik, who is this?
Chirchik looks at all of you and looks at him, looks at all of you, looks at him and goes, "I have no idea who that is. I've never seen that person before in my life."
Do they look like the same, like, species as Chirchik?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would say, taller, slenderer than you guys, big, giant white beard, super old. "I am one of the original colonists, and I was given the responsibility of living as long as this biological body could sustain and defending this from any fools that seek to claim it. In that case, that means you. All right, come on. Put them up.
Why didn't they give you a metal body?
That wasn't...
Like, Cheer Chick's in a metal body?
That right there is what I am. We're the same.
You said she was a robot, though.
She is a robot, yeah.
So they could have made you a robot, they just wanted you to suffer.
That didn't exist when I got put in here. When this building was built, this is the first thing that was built on the moon. They stuck me in here and pumped me full of stuff that kept me alive for a long time. And I've been waiting to fight someone ever since. Let's go. You don't stand a chance. I'm the greatest fighter our civilization has ever known.
I've read your stories. That's not the flex you think it is.
Bring it.
Well, go ahead, Autumn.
Oh, this feels bad.
I mean, you could just, like, pick him up. You could just, like, pin him, you know what I mean? You don't have to punch him in the nose.
I do like the idea of Autumn just being done with it, though. Like, she had to sit here for a month and be preached at with Aurora's teaching, where they're like, do not be individual. Listen to your older sister. She knows what's right. And Autumn's just done. Do you want to, like, arm wrestle for it instead of punching?
Listen, I'll try to convince you one more time. This thing killed everyone on my planet except for the people that escaped to the moon, obviously. But a lot of people died because of this. It was unsustainable. It is a curse. I have no idea why you would want it. It is nothing but danger.
That's a way that we might be able to get our town sort of home. We're kind of unclear.
Also, people went missing when they messed with it. They'd grab it, they'd wander off into God knows where. It's dangerous.
Here, man.
That's the idea.
All right, we're gonna take it, though.
He's just, like, right in your face. Like, let's go. We're doing it. All right? Come on.
All right. I'm gonna overpower him.
Roll me a check and then tell me what it looks like.
I'm just waiting for him to actually hit you and it actually, like, do damage.
That's a 4.
I was really hoping that was going to be like a -1 just somehow. All right, tell me what happens. Or, what do you try to do?
Autumn grabs his arms and just picks him up and sets him to the side and then walks.
I want you to know you, like, grab him and pick him up, and then, like, one of the other ones of you can just go and grab it, and you're getting shin kicked the whole time by a little old man.
Ow. Ow, please stop. Please. Sir, like, please stop. Ow. Ow.
No one's ever withstood my shin kicks before.
Yeah, I know, like, your society's heroism is really kind of sad. Like, I'm a connoisseur of reading bombastic stories of people doing crazy things that are nigh physically impossible, and yours made me weep with how boring they were.
Yeah, so anyways, you guys grab it, and then he just goes, what do I do now? He's, like, out of breath.
You want to come with?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know, like, it's hard finding a new purpose, but, good news is, you'll get to be in a support group. Bad news is, you won't be one of the people who got resurrected by her. Points at Juliet.
Can you bring people back from the dead?
She's about to say no, she's done it twice.
It's not a consistent thing. It's just happened multiple times.
That's kind of doesn't matter. Anyways, okay.
That's how we feel. Like, that's how I feel. If I think about it too hard, I start to spiral.
I'm spiraling now. Can you pick up my stick for me?
Here you go. How do you feel about giant talking crickets?
Not good, but also I'm gonna warn you, like, that is bad. I know, apparently, I can do nothing to stop you, but it's dangerous, so...
But we know.
Alright.
We fully are aware of what we're doing, sort of.
He picks up his stick and just kind of starts, like, kind of hobbling after you guys. As you all walk away with this heart in your hand, there's this other piece of the heart. You can, again, fit it into that little, like, pendant that's waiting for these 3 pieces. As you start to walk, you can feel yourselves almost immediately fading back into a dark forest. Only one light remaining to you. The forest around you is now different. The paths are a little bit easier to see. you can start to detect some differences in the trees as you walk. You feel there's an ability maybe to go, oh, this is familiar. Like, I could walk towards a tree that looks more like what I'm used to seeing. The paths in front of you are less confusing. But also as you walk, you can start seeing clear images of things flitting between these trees. Creatures that have long claws and sharp teeth. Large birds and bats flutter in a dark sky above you. You can hear bone-chilling scrapes and screeches in the night as you walk like you're holding a bright lantern, drawing all eyes to yourself through these winding paths in a forest towards this last light. And as you do, the light grows around you, the trees around you go light and bright and beautiful, and before you know it, you're standing in a beautiful forest, looking out on a clearing surrounded by trees dappled with sunlight, bright light all around you, verdant green everywhere, a bright sun high in the sky. The ground beneath you is soft and fragrant. You can see flowers blooming all around you. And as you look a little in the distance, you can see a beautiful little market. There's young children laughing and dancing and playing in between stalls. Everyone's wearing bright colors, dyed with every color you could imagine a forest could provide. People are laughing and shouting and trading. There's the smell of good food. You can hear music. And also, right in the center of it, right out in the open, you can see the last piece of a heart. And you can feel it beating in your ears as you look out into this marketplace in a forest. And then you hear a familiar bark, and Guffy comes bounding up towards you, Estelle, with, like, bows and ribbons woven into his big, shaggy hair. You can tell he's, like, kind of matted. Like, he's a little bit muddier, but, like, happy, definitely well-fed, and clearly someone's been decorating your dog, who is covered in mud.
Guffy!
Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.